It's time for the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on, baby? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D, game day. Let's go.
Game day, Thursday game day. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty here live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, of course, Michigan's number one Chevrolet dealer, the nation's number one EV dealer as well. Happy to have you along for the ride, but it's an odd Thursday game day, non-Thanksgiving. I guess we could say it like that.
It's just an odd day to begin with. This cold. This is, yeah, man. It 2 days and it's already got to me.
You know it's cold when a Canadian's saying it's cold.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, guys, come on, man. I know you're going to go Canadian. You played hockey or whatever. I played in front of 20,000 every night. It's 70 degrees on the ice, so it's hot down there. So, no, but big. Obviously, a lot of things going on here. Not just the weather. It's cold down in Allen Park too, and this is part of being you want to be a championship football team. How do you get there? This is how you build it along the way. And you don't win it just with your top guys. You win it all throughout the organization. And we're going to see, because they need everybody and to draw from it. And I always go back to, Neil, my favorite quote from Dan Campbell back in 2021. What I realize as a head coach is I have to prepare like I'm going to lose every starter. Now, you haven't lost every starter. You dang near have, but you still have some pretty key pieces that are healthy. So it's got to be a test of attrition. Obviously, the fact that Green Bay handed you one last year on Thanksgiving in your own building. Nobody comes in here. I mean, we saw earlier with Tampa this year, but nobody comes in here and treats Ford Field like their own. Green Bay, if we're going to go by revisionist history, they sort of own you at home field. So, big game, a lot of different names. Hopefully we're talking tomorrow about guys who we didn't expect, or they have their career games.
There's a good chance of that. It's going to be somebody
career
you didn't
games,
expect.
Neil. That's it. Everybody, 5 guys have career games.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Pushing 75,000 subscribers on there. Over 1/3 followers on all the social media platforms. You guys have created this. So, again, as I always tell you every day when we start this show, thank you very much for the support. Woodward Sports chat thread. I'm Anakin Skyogre. I'm excited but nervous at the same time. We're going to talk through that today because, Anakin, I'm in lockstep with you. And, again, appreciate you tapping in during the school day. I don't say this every time, Anakin, but today's show will be more valuable than whatever you learn in school. It'll be going forward. Because but D-Mac, here's why.
It's not every day, right?
It's not every day, but today is one of those days. I'm going to use you, D-Mac, to drill down on this a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think sometimes it gets lost, and this is something I've touched on, but we haven't gotten into, but today we're going to get into it. You were on some of the greatest teams to ever play in the NHL.
Facts.
You didn't go 82-0.
Facts.
You're 81-0. I always get it confused, NHL and NBA.
When we did go and set the league record at the time, 62 wins, we didn't win.
You didn't win. It's just, even through all that, D-Mac, there is a time in a season where you got to battle. This is exactly this. This stretch of 3 games in 12 days or 11 days, whatever that number is, this is a war of attrition here. And you're fighting yourself. You're fighting the injury situation. You're fighting this compacted game schedule, all of it. It's not just the Packers tonight. It's all that, D-Mac. You step in and tell me when I'm wrong.
Yeah, no. You're right to this fact. So the narrative that I believe is going into this stretch, and look at how it's played out, where it's just, compounded injuries, but find a way to win. Now's not the time to rest. Time to rest is tomorrow. Right, and they could see the finish line in sight. I need one more game out of you guys, because here's the one thing in this small little testament. Can we not it's sort of like the playoff run. Right. You're gonna come into it. So I think the reevaluation by the coaching staff and by the players themselves is like taking this 3 games as a separate and see, hey, is this gonna be like it could be in the playoffs, right? Because it's limited, a week or 5-6 days, depending on Saturday, Sunday, but scheduling and stuff like this. And how do you bounce back? So I think that the beauty, because of the way that your record is, and the way that you set yourself up so far in the season, that you can reevaluate along the way. Most teams, like, look at the rest of the NFL. I mean, other than your team, Buffalo, right? And you could say Philadelphia has Philadelphia now has given themselves a little bit of breathing room, but even Minnesota and even this Green Bay team, they can't lift their heads up right yet because they're chasing.
Right.
So I just think that the fact that does it not sit well with you as a fan, knowing that the only thing that can beat yourself is you, and that by beating yourself means by not being on the field because of injuries. So to me, if that's the case, so all I got to worry about is my guys being healthy and then we win. Guaranteed, right? That's the guarantee.
That seems to be the
guarantee
resume
that you're working towards to the playoffs and right now. So I think that the luxury of being nervous, back to Anakin, being nervous, excited and stuff like this at the end of the day, Neil, like as an athlete or whatever, this isn't like end all be all, right? There is some saving from it, but you can make it so much easier on yourself for the rest of the way in continuation to what you can learn. So there's a lot of evaluation. This is a test that they knew that was coming, and so far they've passed, but the final passing is against the rival down the road. And I mentioned it yesterday, is that, you go into somebody else's building, you go into somebody else's city, and you beat them, you own that, but it only holds weight if you own them at home.
Correct.
So that's the, like, when I say I own that team, it's because I can do it on your ice and on my ice, or in my field too. You can't just go, it's because you do it on the road, you don't get credit for it.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, jump into there, get your thoughts out there like so many people have been doing. And it's pretty simple. Daniel, good morning, Woodward. Feels like a great day to sweep the Packers. It always feels like a great day to sweep the Packers. Like, let's not play around with that. John effing Lord, what's the difference between the Packers and a dollar bill? You can still get 4 quarters out of a dollar bill. Oh, we're bringing jokes in here today. Okay, so I like it.
So, Neil, to the point, right? Because I think you and I are more on the same page as this is going to be from what we saw. But there's people like our friend Stick over here that thinks that, like, it's
47-7. Sticks put it on wax.
No, I said 38-20 this morning.
Oh, okay, 38-20.
38-20.
That's still putting it on wax.
So this is what I don't understand. Like, all of a sudden, Lions fans have become scared. All of a sudden, we're vulnerable. All of a sudden, like, just because I asked you, why do you feel this way, Neil? You said, the second half against the Bears. So the previous 3 second halves don't matter? Like, that they allowed 0 points?
No, they do, but it also went to a line that it hadn't gone to before from an injury perspective, right? You see that, like, I think we've forgotten that there is a difference between a first stringer and a third stringer.
Oh, yeah.
A first stringer and another team's practice squad guy. There is a difference. Now, I know some of those dudes have a name and a resume and stuff like that, and cool. If you're going to make a move, that's the move you make. But, Stick, there is a difference in the production.
Okay.
There just is.
Who's out on the offensive end?
Taylor Decker.
Okay, one guy.
Uh-huh.
And that's going to destroy this whole offense.
No.
They're not going to be able to put up points against the vaunted Green Bay defense.
No, Stick.
Come on. What are we doing
Stick.
here, Neil?
Wait,
what are we doing?
What were my concerns are not on the offensive side of the ball. They are not.
So you're concerned about a team that scored 10 points on us?
Back then?
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, is this team different than that team? Is this defense different than that defense?
Yeah, and it was different when they had Aiden Hutchinson too, and it was different when they had Anzalone. But they seemed to do all right. Didn't Branch get ejected from that game
He
too?
did.
So they didn't have Brian Branch that full game. It was at their crib. Like, this is why I'm not scared.
Because you're making me feel so much better than I did going into the game. Going into this game.
It's easy to say it, but explain it to me.
No, but I can
right?
understand Neil's point, too, because it's 13 guys. Because the drop-up between a call-up or whatever else of the uncertainty of what we're going to get. To your point, though, when you're breaking it down on the offense, it goes to my point yesterday is this game, and we've seen it by this team, the offense is won games, the defense is won games, special team. This has to be offense loaded, correct?
Yeah.
Like we had to put 40 on these guys.
Yeah,
because I don't know if we can, to your point, hold Green Bay under 40, and then yet Stick says, but we gave up 10 points.
I got the feeling in the second half of the Chicago game, more so as we moved it out of the third quarter into the fourth quarter, I was concerned about stopping them. And you can't tell me you didn't feel that way too.
I actually pulled a page out of your book during that game. I'm not worried till they have a chance to take the lead. And Chicago never even threw the ball into the end zone to take the lead. At no point was that game in jeopardy. At no point, Neil.
No,
that's a Neil Rule thinking.
100%. Because but on the flip side of that coin, I was concerned because I felt they were going to keep them out of the end zone. Okay. But I thought if you lose the coin toss, then I'll be concerned.
Did they though?
But because it never got there because the Bears stopped themselves.
They beat them in regulation.
And sometimes problem solve themselves.
Exactly.
And I'm a big fan of that.
I just we can talk about all that's wrong with the Lions, but what's right with Green Bay? That's so overpowering. Oh, Josh Jacobs? Okay, well, he's a little banged up right now too, so he may not be as productive. Doubt. We haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher this season. Josh Jacobs was the closest to breaking it, but he's not going to get there in this game. Jordan Love, is a perennial turnover machine, especially against the Lions. You aren't taking the home field into consideration. You aren't taking that they played late last Thursday night, outdoors, in a tough game. Now they got to come to Detroit, travel, go up against our 12th man. To me, there's if it's one of those graphs where it's green check marks and red X's, we got 40 green check marks, and they got maybe 2 that they are better than us at, and really the only thing they're better than us at right now is being healthy.
Right, and to be fair too, to step over and go to your side a little bit.
Come on, Neil, come on.
No, everything that we're talking about, the Lions going through, the Packers are going through too. They played the exact same schedule in terms of days. This is their third game in 11 or 12 days. Yeah. They've been on the exact same trajectory. Nobody's talked about that. I noticed that. But the difference is there's not 13 guys on IR on their defense. That's it. At some point, it becomes a factor. And if it doesn't, then just let Aiden Hutchinson walk in free agency and just plug another guy in and you'll be fine.
Well,
right?
no, but if you look at the IR list, okay, you can give me Aiden Hutchinson. Yes, that definitely hurt.
No.
Have they lost a game since he's been out, Neil?
They've gotten better.
Okay.
They've gotten better.
So,
but there comes a breaking
point. Then you go across
point.
Marcus Davenport. That was probably the other big name on this list. Then you got Anzalone and Rodriguez.
I wrote Davenport off.
But, Malcolm Rodriguez was already a bench player coming in.
That's a tough one.
But he was a backup, Neil. You said backups can't perform like the starters. So why is it tough? You're just replacing him with another backup.
Because when somebody got hurt and he was the backup, right? He was the backup. Now the backup's gone too. There comes a breaking point.
But they replenished it with
and
people who are proven NFL players like Alexander. They've replaced him with Adams, who's going to come in today and just play downhill football. They've supplemented what they needed to on the defensive end, and all they have to do is hold it together on the defensive end. We have the entire secondary back today, except for Rakestraw, who really hasn't played much. So who are they going to throw to? Christian Watson? Romeo Dobbs isn't playing. They got Jalen Reed. That's probably a guy that they can target. But outside of that, we have our entire secondary back. Kirby's playing. Branch is going to play the whole game. So really, if you're looking at the defense, you got Z in on the defensive line. You still have Aleem McNeil. Really, the linebacker position is the only position you can worry about. But we have Jack Campbell, who stepped up for Alex Anzalone. So, yeah, they are falling off, but other guys are stepping up. So where's the major fall off on the defense through this conversation? Probably just in the linebacker position, right?
The linebacker spot, yes.
Okay.
Yes, for sure. And then the defensive line. I mean, look at Reader.
We're gonna
DJ Reader's the one that. All right, you want to be real about it? Let's do this. Let's take the break and then let's be real about it. All right, Stick. You and I are gonna cut the ish here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Where are we going on this break?
Tell them about Sorokis. That's me. So I'll tell you about Sorokis.
Right.
It's delicious. It's gonna be eaten tonight during our watch party because every time the Lions get a first down, it is a Sorokis first down. So make sure you pick some up before the game tonight on your ride home. They're pretty much everywhere. They got brand new locations popping up all over the place. So make sure you check out Sorokis at a place near you. Sorokis, we love them. You will too.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs. Like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Neil Rule here for New Holland Brewing, and you know they have the market cornered on all the great tasting beverages in the drinking game. We know about Taller, but don't forget about Tangerine Space Machine as well. It's an out-of-this-world experience. They're doing it right over there at New Holland Brewing. Local Michigan company over there on the west side of the state. Since we're at it, don't sleep on their bourbon as well. Some of the first bourbon I ever had when I became a bourbon aficionado. They do it perfect over there. They have the New Holland small batch gin as well. That's the base of the Taller drink. Also, guys, again, go to your local Total Wine. Go to your local Meijer. You can't go wrong with any New Holland product. Trust me on that one, everybody. New Holland Brewing. All right, we're keeping it pushing. We're off and running it. And look, like Neil Rule, D-Mac, Stick here, live Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, the nation's #1 EV dealer. Pull on up here if you're in the market for that new car. Now is the time the rates are given a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it creates a spot, I guess you could say. A spot that I took advantage of not too long ago. I love my Equinox EV and whatever line of Chevy product. Just make sure you come through Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. All right, Stick, let's just cut it. All right? You pushed it, and here we are.
Come on.
You pushed it, and here we are.
Sorry.
Okay. And this is going to come off very aloof, and I understand that.
Give me all the tone you got, Neil.
It's going to come off very aloof.
Okay.
But, Stick, here's the deal. When you go through a season, there's spots. And you guys have heard me say this on the show before when I pick games. By the way, there's a new sheriff in town in the Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup. One that was in last place 4 weeks ago, remember? Well, that's different now. But anyway, spots. This is a spot for the Lions. Stick, if they offered you 1-1 in the next 2 games, would you take it?
Reluctantly. I mean, no. You want to go undefeated. That's what you want to do. You want to beat
Of course. Of course you do.
So, no, I wouldn't take it.
See, already you're obtuse. Then we can't have this discussion.
No, we can have the discussion.
This is a spot.
So you're giving me 3 options. 0-2, 1-1, and 2-0.
Would you accept it? Would it be acceptable if you went 1-1 over the next 2 games, Stick?
Sure.
Okay, then we're on the same page. Today's a spot. It's a spot I don't like.
Was Minnesota a spot?
No.
Really,
No.
losing Aiden Hutchinson, going in to a team coming off a bye week in week 5 when they're undefeated. That wasn't a spot, and the Lions prevailed?
Well, they weren't undefeated, number one.
They were 5-0 when we played them.
No, they lost to the Buccaneers.
No, we lost.
Oh, Minnesota you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. No,
Wouldn't that have been a spot, Neil?
that was a situation because with the Lions coming in.
That was a situation, not a spot.
That was a situation,
Okay,
not
I'm
a spot.
sorry.
Yeah, that was a situation where you could tell that it was going to bring you to this moment, and you still knew you were going to get the Lions' best game. You still did. They didn't have 13 guys on IR on defense at that time either. So that contributes to the spot tonight. D-Mac, tell me about the spot game. What spot games did you play in your career?
It's there's a lot of different times of the schedule. Injuries play a huge part. Where your record's at. It just and what you mean by a spot game is just that it's set up for everything against you. Right, everything is set up against you, which you look back at it and go, "Well, that was just a spot." What do they say? And you hear coaches a lot of times, "Well, you're going to have, games like that. We didn't have it." Would you say like Milwaukee, Detroit the other day in the NBA, right? Milwaukee coming in, right? That was a spot game for them.
Yeah, you take into account matchup and everything like that.
No, but with the league, with everything else, matchups, so I would look at it like that. Like the Detroit Pistons were up against it, right? Like at certain points in the season. You can look at it, that's what you look at it as spots to being why you could lose. Now, there's also
can we
difference
address
too.
the difference between an 82-game schedule and 16, though?
You look at a spot as a fan. You don't look at it and as a player, too, it's just what are you up against? Because you look at it as what is task at hand for each competition.
Yeah.
Right? So the spot that you're saying that they're up against is the injuries and coming back and the fact of lack of rest and preparing. But the spot, it doesn't flip, but you got to look at your adversary then. And in this case, right, you said it yourself, the Packers are the same schedule facing the same thing, except the only difference is they have health on their side.
And if they want to entertain winning this division at all, they have to have it.
So wouldn't that put the Packers in a spot?
No,
well, this is a must-win for them.
Yeah,
exactly. So they're the ones in the spot coming into our den against the number one offense.
And that's part of the spot, right?
35
so you're
points
getting what he's saying.
Yeah,
that makes
the
it a
Packers
spot
are
game.
in the spot, not us.
No, of all the stuff that's lined up against you.
You're not understanding the concept. The game is a spot. And the spot is because the spotlight, right? Spotlight is on Green Bay has to win this game. That's what makes it a spot. Maybe spotlight?
Sure.
whatever
you want to say.
But it's not a spot for Detroit.
I guess we're just pretending like Green Bay doesn't exist.
We're pretending
and you
that
guys
Green
know
Bay is
I
the
hate
new
Green Bay
Bay.
as much as anybody. The town sucks.
So what have
they
they shown you in the past 3 weeks to take over?
Not 13 guys off defense on IR. And here's the biggest
How
one
many
of it all.
more went on IR this week?
Here's the biggest one of it all.
No, just curious. How many more this week?
What my point on that is DJ Reader's not playing. And
so
I think
DJ Reader is the reason they're going to lose.
DJ Reader not being available. No, and I didn't say they were going to lose. I never said that, Stick.
Sounds scared.
I never said that.
Sounds scared.
Okay. I never said they were going to lose.
And this is a response that a lot of old Lions fans have because you don't feel that we deserve it to have it this good. But we do, guys. It's this
I
good,
understand
Neil.
that.
It's this good, Neil.
But we do not realize the impact DJ Reader has on football games because
we do.
People like Sam Flannel and stuff like that, because there's not a bunch of numbers in the stat column.
Can I pose this question?
Here's the difference, D-Mac. And you want to know what changed my mind in that Chicago game? The way that the line of scrimmage started to move backwards instead of forwards. And I'm talking from the Lions' defensive perspective. That's why. That's what concerns me.
And you don't think for the Lions getting up so big in the first half and then just trying to coast out the second was a factor in that? You think the Lions were giving 110% and not trying to just get out of that game?
No, but how many times have you seen that, Stick, where, yes, they were a fumble away from blowing them out? You want to talk about spots? 23-0's a different spot than being down 2 scores as they're ready to go into the end zone when Gibbs put the ball on the ground.
Right.
Like that created a spot right there, as a matter of fact. That changed everything, dude.
I don't know, man. Our defense has allowed, what is it, 17 second-half points in 4 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
I think the defense is fine.
Right. But again, though, backing up to it. Okay, so let Aiden Hutchinson walk in free agency and just put another guy in and everything will be fine, right? This is the logic you're using.
No.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Carlton Davis is there, right?
He's back.
Terrion Arnold is there.
Correct.
Branch.
Correct.
Kirby.
Correct.
Right. So this.
Jack
so
Campbell,
not only is it your
Zadarius
off,
Smith.
but you're not going to. So at least with that way, what we're saying is that with the linebackers and Reader out, whatever like that Green Bay because of what I didn't like is, like you said, the movement. But Caleb Williams moved the ball on this defense when they needed to. So will Jordan Love a better quarterback than Caleb Williams? I believe. Do you think they'll be able to move it? So the thing is what happens when they get in the red zone. And with all our guys healthy, because there's no Kendall Vilder out there, and there's no somebody who's trying to take the place of one of our starters on that in the red zone in that aspect.
Fully intact.
Go ahead.
It's just one of these is that it keeps going back to the question that I have. There's a Dan Campbell understaffed, but with his offense mainly intact, except for his left tackle. They played without Decker before. They can figure it out
last game.
And their secondary, which has now been probably one of their deepest assets on defense, right? Can the offense and the secondary carry this team through whatever to win this game to what Stick is, and have they earned the right that if I got to sit back and go to what Stick's saying is that am I SOLing it? Am I not? And I'm going to use.
No, that's a buzzword.
Am I SOLing it because
it's not a buzzword?
That's a corporate tagline. SOL.
No,
like,
okay, can I use it?
fan
So
is
I'm
real.
asking. So I'm having a
Am I an
conversation
SOL
with
fan?
myself.
Starting to sound.
I'm having
okay.
a conversation with myself.
Okay.
Am I return? Okay, forget the term. But am I reverting back to old habits? Because I'm going to use something you always say, right? Which is what he's cornered. Until I see it, why do I not believe it? So until I see it, right? That Green Bay, Jordan Love, that Christian Watson and Josh and all this, until it happens, until Green Bay stops my offense that I think is one of the greatest offenses in this league, until I see it, I have to give this coach and this team that benefit of the doubt, no matter how tough it has been.
D-Mac, Stoke
No,
not
but
scared.
I'm just saying,
Stoke
no,
not
that's
scared.
the
Stoke
Stoke
scared.
not.
I'm not saying Green Bay's going to beat them by 14 points, man. I'm not saying they're going to beat them necessarily at all.
That's what I like to hear, Neil.
No, but it's also too. No. What you're saying is that we've prefaced this to what could. There's different ways that this could play out.
100%.
So if it does happen this way and it plays out, it's not saying you're not saying I told you so, but it's saying okay, we say it could play out this way because you can't say it's that your concerns aren't realistic concerns.
One of my favorite people is in the chat, Mason Leach. Stick thinks it's not the NFL and we're just going to blow every team out. It don't work like that. The Packers are a real team. This is the same guy who bet me on the Minnesota game and then disappeared after they lost. So, I mean, these are the types of people that are in your line of thinking right now, Neil. Ooh, the big, bad, scary Packers.
No, that's not Stick. You're missing the point because that's a different mindset. I'm looking at it realistically with the lineup that I have and an injury report to whatever. I'm trying to use the terminology is that am I not giving like this game. So what is the over? Because it better be that's got to be the bet of the day.
51.5.
So there it is. In order for you
that's
to
a lot in the NFL.
That's 40 for the Lions and 11.5 for the Packers.
All right, Dante, 151. Neil, last week the Lions didn't have Carlton Davis, but we have him this week. Also, Lions have a slight edge because the Lions played at 12:30 instead of 8 p.m. Lions 42, Packers 24. Okay, Stick.
That's right where I'm at.
Okay, so I'll take the Packers in 17.5 for coffee.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Okay.
at 17.5?
Yes.
Yeah, it's coffee.
It's coffee.
And if I win, what a flex.
See?
What a flex.
See, I'll give you that, Stick. You understand showmanship. You understand it intimately.
I'm not like Travis getting a tattoo. Like, this is a cup of coffee.
Wait a second. Hey, yeah, I want to. Hey, which, by the way, was there, like, from what I understand, he just offered it out there? Like, it wasn't like
the new thing with the kids, D-Mac, is to put out bold bets. Like, there's kids, I'm going to eat crap out of a Solo cup if my team loses. What's that Ohio State kid for Barstool? I'm going to work for free if Ohio State loses to Michigan, to Portnoy. They all say it, but none of them do it. Travis, oh, well, if Michigan
just talked about it.
Michigan
He beat
loses,
about it.
I'm getting if Michigan wins, I'm getting a tattoo. And he did it, so respect.
No, absolutely respect to it. Respect to it. All right. I do want to get into the angles of it, though, in some of my thought process. I'm not calling for the Packers to win, but I would say this. If you're getting the 3.5, Lions win by a field goal, Packers still win you the money. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great emotional hedge. I think this is an emotional hedge spot out of anything.
You could double dip.
Yeah, if you want to be compensated, for your illness, you absolutely could be tonight, and you could get the best of both worlds right there. All right, tell about Sabbath Coffee.
Yeah, we were just talking about the coffee bet. Well, you know what? Sabbath Coffee is what's on the line, Neil.
That's right.
Rule, and there is nothing more sacred to me than my morning coffee. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Make sure you hit them up. It's a perfect holiday gift to send to somebody. You know, somebody who likes coffee in your life. Just go on there, send them a bag of coffee, and let them have a beautiful morning. It's going to be a beautiful night tonight here in the Motor City as the Lions kick the crap out of the Green Bay Packers. So we will be right back.
Jared Goff. That's your guy. Jared Goff. 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 Yeah! You're a hater. Kirby Jones, the player of the game. Let's go.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
The bad boys from the NFL are here. Your 2024 Detroit Lions are the hardest hitting, highest flying, trickiest playing, grittiest team in the NFL.
A dominant team.
Get all your coverage of your favorite team right here in your favorite network. Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday here, Big D Energy, and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that I trusted for my career. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to help keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Woodward Sports is around the city today. You're live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, the nation's #1 EV dealer. I know, I got one from here. As a matter of fact, love it, by the way. We will also be down at Second Best, downtown Detroit. The heavyweights will be there for the pregame show. Ermanni and Edwards will be in studio in Birmingham. I think it's in their contract. They don't have to move anywhere. I can't speak to that. I made that up.
Braylon said they wanted to go places.
Until you tell them to.
Well, they asked to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, of course. I digress.
We need to get the passes in. We need to request.
Yeah, I wonder who said that. All right. Anyway, Second Best. Downtown Detroit, the heavyweights will be down there for the pregame show. Then you shift back the other way. The watch party. Hayes Social, Shelby Township. Come on out there, by the way. Come on out there and hang out, man. It gets intense in there, man. It's a lot of fun. So pull on up there, and, of course, Stick and Ant. Anson's got like a 28-hour day today. Stick will be on the postgame show with Anson. Tens of thousands of you watch our football coverage every single football day. We're doing it better than anyone, and we appreciate you all being a part of it. All right, let's get into the chat because I'm sure people are upset with me, and that's fine. That's fine. G-Man DT, this gets the feel of whoever has the ball last will win.
Ooh, the NFL.
Yeah, yeah, a lot like it. Alan W. We didn't have JMO the last time we played then either, Neil. The defense will have to adjust to that. People also brought up the fact there was no DJ Reader last time. But guys, I'm telling you, and guess what? Guess what happened?
I love the chat when they're smart.
Guess what happened in that game? Jerry Jacobs almost got to 100 yards, man.
Ooh, almost.
Yeah, 95
that counts
yards.
in horseshoes and hand grenades.
He only averaged 7.5
Gordon
per
Bombay
carry.
almost hit his penalty shot.
He only averaged 7.5 per carry, Stick. Like, that's my point. I don't like the over the way everybody likes the over. I do think Green Bay will have success running the ball. Because my non-negotiable, here's where, and it's not SOL, it's this spot. It's this spot tonight. Because, D-Mac, what do I always say? Our defensive line pushes people this way, and the offensive line pushes people that way. And then Spenny says, yeah, that way. That's how it works. That ability is compromised tonight. I don't care what Stick says to me. When you take out the guts in the middle right there, it's compromised. Is it eliminated? No. Does Lee McNeil still play? Yes. But by your logic, again, when DJ Reader's contract's up, let him go. When Aiden Hutchinson's contract's up, let him go because, hey, it's the scheme. It's AG. Just get whoever you want. That's what you're telling me.
First of all, those words never came out of my mouth. Second of
No,
all,
you said it doesn't
did
matter.
Zadarius Smith play in that first game? I'm just wondering.
No.
Oh, so they added.
They added. They did. They added
So
in
wait,
that area.
They're
Dude,
more powerful up front?
No, not only talent-wise, but you know what? You know where he comes in that locker room, have played.
His
new
history.
seed.
Yeah, his history.
Dude, when they have you heard about Blackboard money? Blackboard, bulletin board.
Bulletin board material?
Well, no, but have you heard about the money that you put? So when you get, if it's your first game, if you're traded, if you have history, if you're from the town, you know, maybe you banged some hot girl back in the day, you know, at the bar, like
Whatever. What
No,
have you?
Shout out
but
to
money
Tiki
on
Bobs.
the board, right? For the game winner, for the win. But it's usually like when a guy gets traded or he has to. So there'll be a little extra incentive for the boys. And don't you think like this week, and even though it's a short week, that's the little storylines to each game is what makes Dan Campbell so good. And getting all these guys, whoever's available, up for it. Yeah, Neil, everything that you're saying does bring red flags, but it's also too. I mean, it'll be interesting. I like the addition of Jamal Adams. How much is he gonna? There's a guy that's played in the league to stop the run. There's a
Hasn't played in a while. Though,
I get it.
Play
but,
week
but
6 or 7, right?
Knowing where to go and to Stick's point, he not do it himself. He's got Jack Campbell there, but it's almost like. I don't know. It's the narrative. I think that the biggest thing, and to your point, that goes back to what Mason Leach said. It's a one-score league. So what everybody
It
says
is,
gonna
unless
come
you're
down
the
to
Detroit
end.
Lions and beat everybody by
17 and a half.
17 and a half. So, I mean, yeah, it's a one-score league, but this team's not in the same league. That's what we got to comprehend and understand. And I think that's what's hard for people to accept is we're here. This is the team we are, and
they're at home, yeah, and they're at home,
and they're at home,
and I
where
do
they put
think
up 38 a game.
I do think too. I think some of it's on the crowd tonight. I think the crowd's got to
100%.
dig deep a little bit.
There's so many of those like non-factor factors, right? The crowd, how much Amon-Ra St. Brown talks shit to Green Bay. Sorry, we're in public.
Yeah.
How
Just
much
say
he does.
ish.
Brian Branch getting his revenge game today. There's a lot of motivation for these guys to come out and beat this Packers team. Like, they hate the Packers with a fury that I haven't seen for any other team that they play. So there's just extra motivation.
Hey, trust me, Stick, it drives you.
Oh, yeah.
When you have a hatred for the enemy, it drives you.
I've seen it. I've seen them. And it's amazing what these, Amon-Ra rolls up. Yeah, exactly. D-Mac's got his turtle jacket
I'm
covering his
cold. I
legs
didn't
right
wear it on thing, but look what happens.
Yeah, D-Mac in the
Keeps
cold.
me
They make
warm.
turtles. That's what's happening
Me
today.
warm.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Sick Argument says, Stick is missing the point. When he follows that point with the truth and accurate explanation of how the Lions have dealt with these issues for 2.5, Stick isn't missing the point, my bad. When he follows that point with truth and accurate explanation how the Lions have dealt with these issues for 2.5 seasons. Alan Lee, never knew I needed Neil versus Stick, but let's roll with this for a few days. No, hey, we're here all week, everybody.
It's the Spider-Man meme. Two people
yes, it
using
is.
logic to go at each other.
I win.
D-Mac wins.
I said during break I should have a stack of yellow washcloths, so I could just throw a flag.
Stephen Baffey, I think, sums up my point, and I should have just rolled with this. This is a trap game, but not for the Lions. Mm-hmm. This is a trap game for the bettors. And D-Mac, that's the vibes I'm getting.
There it is.
You want to break me down? That
the trap. It's a trap for the bettors.
It's a trap,
right?
100% it is. 100%. They can't make a line big enough on the Lions.
Where's all the money at Caesars Sportsbook.com going?
On initially, on the Lions, the line skyrocketed up because it does every week. Every time they put a line out on the Lions, the bettors bet, the public bets. Lions are America's betting team, but it has regressed. It even clipped 3, but as soon as it clipped 3, everyone piled back in on the Lions. And because D-Mac, it takes a lot of money to bump a line from 3 to 3.5. A lot of money.
Dude.
And it's bumped that line, and it ain't going back.
I heard a rumor that finally, if the Lions win the Super Bowl, that might break Vegas.
Oh, no.
All the money on Vegas?
Honestly, I am not worried about the Lions' performance as a team. I'm worried about how much money they're going to cost Vegas. Vegas will lose their ass if the Lions win the Super Bowl. People have been betting since early preseason. The line was huge then. It's going to be really ugly, and that's what I'm afraid of, honestly. No team in the NFL scares me.
You sound scared, man.
I am scared of Vegas. Yeah, I am.
I thought
Neil.
it was Stoke not scared. How are you scared?
Because
I thought we're not scared of anyone.
I'm scared of Vegas because that's not on the field.
That's spiritual element. That's it. That's on a different. That has nothing to do with playing the game. And that's just
my guys on the field can't do anything against Vegas. They can do everything against Green Bay. That's all I know.
Great point. Even you got to take that.
It's trouble for you because you're in the book now. Green Bay plus 17.5 for coffee. It's in the book right there under the Spencer. Indiana will beat Ohio State for coffee. God. It's easy work around here. I feel guilty doing it.
You know what you're
going to
hear all show if I win that? Just me slurping coffee through the mic, just to remind you that you doubted these guys.
And I hope I buy you coffee.
I hope you do too.
I hope I do, man. It's just Stephen Baffey said it well, man. This is a trap game for the bettors. Let's go Remming Sparty. Fans who think other fans are weak for saying they could see a loss are actually the weak ones. We can look at games realistically in a vacuum without being called scared SOLers.
Thank you.
He didn't say at Stick, but
yeah, okay, cool.
He said it without saying it.
You can't go to Stick's party though.
Yeah, you go stand over there. Go ahead with the doubters. I'll be over here, and then once they win and you want to come hang out, you can have the same excuse, right? You can tell me.
Absolutely.
We'll do the Jared Goff game. We can do this.
Say his name and Stick appears. Chuck Brewer, Stick stands on principle. So chat's giving you credit for that as well. Phil, Neil's betting against the Lions. Yes, I'm getting the Green Bay plus 17.5. Sorry.
It's a hell of a line. But you know what? I'm confident in my boys.
I can't wait for
I can't wait for it to be 17.
I know. That's what I'm going to say, too. I can't wait till they're up 24 and they murder them, right? They murder them, and then they get that touchdown with 38 seconds left.
Oh, the backdoor cover?
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. It's going to be 38-20, and it's going to come off their 20 is going to come off a backdoor, last-minute touchdown. It's going to be 13 for them through the majority of 4 quarters.
Red Wings fan club. Stick is so narcissistic. Haha. I will disagree on that one. You are the exact opposite of that.
I believe there was a rapper named Jadakiss who said, "I'm not cocky, I'm confident. So when they tell me I'm the best, it's a compliment."
Bars. Absolute bars. Like a haircut at Lady Jane's. It's bars.
Oh, it's not bars. It's wicked awesome. Tell them about it, D-Mac.
Absolutely. Walking any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, enjoy a $20 haircut special. Scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and hot towel treatment for one of the talented stylists. Take advantage of the $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code on the screen and get your coupon today. Remember, Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, Bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face,
Did you hear the owl?
get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
The draft experience was shitty.
My high school dating experience was shitty.
I can tell you all 16 receivers and where they went to college.
I can tell you every girl that put me in the friend zone, every girl that shot me down, what grade it was, and what she said to me. Sarah Williams, freshman year at a house party, says, quote, I want to be single. Got a boyfriend the next day. Beth Samuel, junior year, I got benched during a football game. Afterwards, she came up to me and said, I want to date a starter. Kelsey McFarland, 10th grade, I took her to dinner, paid for dinner, and she told me I was the best guy friend
I've ever had.
Rachel Fletcher, took her to a party with my friend. She said, I like you,
But I like your friend better.
That was in 12th grade. Emily Westfall, senior year, I asked her to go to prom with me. She said, quote, sorry, I already have a date. She didn't even go to prom. Tanya Allen, Heather Talbert, Lindsay Turner, Leslie Frazier. It's okay, though, because now, here I am, working at Woodward Sports. They all got fat after high school, and the only thing I want back are my hoodies.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
All right, Woodward sports fans, whether you're hitting the game or just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. They've got 27 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations are right in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. If you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon. Make sure, if you go to Jars Cannabis, you check out the Darren McCarty brand.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule and Darren McCarty. Stick, our guy, is up here as well. He's been a little squirrely today, I guess you could say. A little,
I thought you would use the term on brand.
Yeah.
Say his name.
Right now.
He appears.
Yeah,
he is kind of on brand.
He's
You know what?
He's having a day.
He is having a day. He's locked
biggest day, and to anybody who doesn't know, the hardest working guy, Woodward Sports, bar none, is Stick. He's here for the morning show at the beginning, bright and early, whatever, getting the setups for everybody across the city. And he'll be here, there, everywhere. So he's just fired up. Get fired up like him. I'm going to choose to wait a little later in the day and sort of peak, but gosh darn it, Stick.
It's Lions game day, man, on a Thursday against the Packers for 10 wins in a row. They can clinch a playoff spot tonight. What more do you want with your life?
Amazon Prime, available locally on Fox 2, by the way, the game is.
Good.
So just so the peoples know. Al Michaels making $11 million a year, sounding like he's inconvenienced to call every Thursday night prime game. It's great, man.
God bless him.
We still get Dan?
On the radio, yeah.
On the radio, Dan.
On the radio,
yep.
yeah, absolutely. But jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Get your thoughts out, and we're having. I think it's a healthy discussion we're having.
Listen, all day long and like all week long, there's been tons of people in your camp, and that's why it's really.
What camp is that? What do you mean, you people?
The doubting. This could be the game. Oh, this is scary. The injuries are catching up. That guy, and that's fine.
There is a path to a Packers victory today. There's a path. There's not when they play the Titans. There's not when they play Jacksonville. Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs.
Is the path.
And
dude.
how are the Lions
He had
run
7.5 yards. He had 7.5 yards to carry on him last time. Like, he did.
And what was the score?
I didn't sleep through that.
What was
you know
the
what
score?
I'm saying? But the flip side of that coin is Jordan Love will throw you the football.
Yep.
And, like, that's on this segment, that's what I wanted to drive.
But
at,
Neil,
D-Mac.
normally I wouldn't be this combative with you, but honestly, this is the narrative that I'm seeing more and more. People are terrified of this game, and I think it has to do more with what the Lions used to be than what they are, and that's it.
No, I'm just looking at it at face value, man. Like, hey, our job is to come on here and tell you what we think, and I give you the reasons. I don't just come on here and say YOLO, Lions by 40. Like I take a look at it and stuff like that. It's just there are more paths available to the Packers to win than there prototypically is in a Lions game week. And it's all the ancillary stuff. It is the injuries.
So how would you be talking about it if this was a healthy team?
Oh, it'd be a non-negotiable.
You'd be talking
division
more like
home
it was
game,
Tennessee
non-negotiable.
or more like it was Giants.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but along that
Take care of
line.
business.
Yeah, like it would be, I think it would be a lot like the game in Green Bay, where, it was a one-score game most of the time, but you never felt scared. Like you were never concerned about the Packers or anything like that. They held them at arm's length, I guess you could, to use an old person's term. Like they were there. And every time they would get cute, you kind of pat their head and give them a treat, and then they roll back around on the ground for you. Like that's kind of how the DNA of most Lions wins are. You know what I'm saying? Even when they do fall behind, like at the Vikings, that game at Minnesota, as opposed to what was going on social media, where there was a full-blown nuclear meltdown of Lions fans, I just looked at the path. Once they held them to a field goal and it was 10-0, I'm like, there's the end. Here we go. Like that's there is a path to the Packers winning. But aside from that, D-Mac, I did want to get into it. What's the Lions' path? We talk about all these injuries. And look, it is the other stuff for me. It's the crowd. I believe the crowd, and look, pound for pound, our crowd's the best in the NFL. It is. I know that everybody talks about the Chiefs and stuff like that, and that's a great environment, certainly. But the bottom line is, I think tonight it is on the crowd a little bit. For real, D-Mac. Like, I think the crowd has to be a little extra ridiculous tonight, if that makes any sense.
And the home crowd, what it can mean is you can, and as playing in front of 20,000 at home for most of your career, you do feel it as a player, and they need that. But when you're asking the path, right, with the Lions path, stuff like this, I'm gonna go back sticking to you, because I'm gonna go back to watching you last week during that watch party as people were folding as Chicago was whatever, but you never changed faith. I think that if anybody has sort of not prognosticated or Nostradamus, prediction of how the game is going to go, you pretty much, are locked into a lot of when to get worried. So how do you see this playing out? Because you're not worried.
No, I'm not. I see the Lions getting the ball early, putting up points, and the Packers chasing all game, and that puts the game in the hands of Jordan Love, which is exactly where we want it to be with our healthy secondary, with Carlton Davis, with T.A. back, with Brian Branch, with Kirby Joseph. That's our strength, and that's their weakness. So I just it's like boxing. It's a battle of styles, and our style just will trump theirs every single day and twice on Sundays and Thursdays.
What about that, Neil? Do you think because are we not giving our offense enough credit to be able to go out?
I think we take them for granted. I definitely think
this has to be a game that they go out and the dominance, right? So we saw it last week in taking the toss and taking the ball right off the rip to get ahead, right?
Yeah.
We've known that that's sort of like the path to victory: score first and make the other team play catch up. Now, we've proven that we can do it the other way with turnovers and stuff like this, but is this not the game that to stick to your point, the last time when the offense needed something to happen or to carry the team, what did they do?
Put up 40.
Is that the game? Is that what
It's
is that the game plan?
It's a
like
shootout.
we're coming out of there is like, come on, offense, let's go. So as a fan base, to your point, it's like fire. Like the fans are consistent. They're going to be fired up regardless. But this is one of the things where it's more imperative to get out to a lead.
I mean, always, right? Always.
I get it, but in this atmosphere, that's why we take the ball. That's why last week instead of defer.
Yeah, because I'm not I don't like taking the ball. I like having the ball to start the second half.
Well, you like the Belichick New England score.
Scored us in the half, getting the ball. That's when you flip the game. That's. I get what you're saying though, and I don't disagree with you tonight. Because it's a spot where you do something like that. Because I think that you want to keep as much pressure off of the defense as you can. And because in games, D-Mac, you tell me, you play professional sports, are you either applying pressure or taking pressure?
Right, exactly. To that point, to what Stick said, to what you said, is the pressure has to be on Jordan Love.
Yep, correct.
Game, which benefits us because our secondary is healthy.
And I want to preface something. I'm still getting used to being a part of a winning football team culture, right? There's been several times this season where I've said things and then, I start dissecting what I'm really thinking and watching the game, and I'm like, oh, this could be a game. This could be a spot for them. But you know what they've shown me time and time again? There are no spots for this team. Dan Campbell is such an elite leader. AG is such an elite game plan. Ben Johnson is so elite at what they do. They don't let this team get into spots. Who was it? Anik Robinson. I heard his quote today. They're just in our way. They're in our way right now for where our goal is to be. And that's your second, third corner talking that way. That's the mission.
Well, that's
of
their
this team.
culture. Yeah, that's
the
their
mindset.
culture.
Right. So it doesn't change today. It doesn't change because Reader's not in there. It doesn't change.
And I'm not saying the culture does or the mindset does. I'm saying the physical capability changes. And that's fair. That's fair, man.
It's fair, but it's also not including other variables that you're going away from. They know their weakness, so you don't think they're going to game plan for it. You don't think they're going to dial up different pressures. You don't think they're going to dial up different stunts. That's what's beautiful about this team. They use their parts to the absolute strength, and that's what the hallmark of a great coach, right? He can beat you with his guys, and he can take your guys and beat you with them.
All right,
and that's the way it is with these guys. I'm just so sold on this team. I just don't see where they trip up. I don't.
All right, let's take the break because there are a couple different angles that we don't usually get a chance, like ancillary stuff, locker room stuff that's going on. And this is another reason why I think this game, the chirping that's going on back and forth.
Yeah.
I think the Lions have kind of drugged them out into the water a little bit.
They've Ohio Stated them
to some degree.
That's exactly what's happening. Remember Ohio State pounding their chest in the first quarter, trying to get themselves up for a game. These guys have already psyched themselves out before they stepped in the forward field.
We're an hour into the show. I've gotten into about 15% of what I wanted to get into.
I'm sorry, Neil. I'm sorry.
No. It's perfect. It's perfect, Stick, because this goes to show you it's December, man. It's Thursday night football. It's the Amazon Prime game.
They can clinch the playoffs
They clinch
tonight.
A playoff berth tonight if they win. They could still clinch a playoff berth depending on what else happens around them.
Control your destiny.
Control your destiny. And I do want to, man, there's 8 things I still want to talk about. 8 things.
We can stay late. I ain't got nowhere to be. Except downtown to set up for second best and then Hayes to do all that stuff.
All right.
Let's talk. Oh, you're doing Planet Fitness?
Planet Fitness, everybody, right? That's where we're at.
Real quick. All right.
Planet Fitness, second best, back to back. You want to do it that way?
No, just do Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. All right. Hey, Planet Fitness, everybody. You guys know I like to go to the one over there on Maple by Birmingham, then roll into the show, get the work in and everything like that. What do you do when you're broadcasting remote? Oh, yeah, there's a Planet Fitness 1.1 miles from here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Because they're all around, because there's over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area. So odds are, if you go somewhere, there's a Planet Fitness close to you there as well. And that certainly is the case. And, guys, they want me, like corporate wants me to read this stuff about clean facilities and stuff like that. Here's the bottom line, guys. I've been a member over 3 years, and I'll never be a member at a different gym. Never. Never, ever. No matter what happens. I'll always be a member at Planet Fitness. Number one, I'm not going to pay more money to lift the same weights, all right? The weights weigh the same everywhere you go. Every gym that gym you're paying $90, $100 a month for right now, I guarantee you the 75-pound dumbbell weighs the same as a 75-pound dumbbell at Planet Fitness. And there's no way the facility's cleaner. I'll be able to tell you that if you're hung up on that as well. So what are we talking about here, guys? Go to planetfitness.com or pull in the parking lot. You'll pass a bunch on the way home from work today. Get it started, everybody. It's Planet Fitness. Your fitness is essential. And don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face,
Did you hear the owl?
get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for Caesar Sportsbook. And, hey, if you like the Packers plus the 3.5, you like the Lions, lay in the 3.5, whatever you want to do, here's an idea for you. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now. Use a promo code Woodward1000, and guess what happens? You make your first deposit, then you make your first bet. If you lose your first bet, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet, all the way up to $1,000, everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Caesar Sportsbook will do that for you. But, guys, why Caesar Sportsbook? The app. The app's a technical marvel, everybody. There's no glitching. The lines are updating in live time. If you're a live bettor, like if you're, I don't know, at the watch party and you want to do some trapping of the live lines, I'll discuss it with you tonight in the second half of the game. We'll walk through it on Caesar Sportsbook. All the betting markets are open there to you. It's easy to navigate, easy to read, all of it. Guys, it's Caesars, man. Like, what are we talking about here? Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Hour number 2, that is unbelievable here on Thursday. That game day Thursday, everybody, live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. They are the nation's #1 EV dealer in, like, all of America. They're the best at it. So happy to have you all with us on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe. We're pushing 75,000 subscribers on there. So you guys have done all this. We thank you for it. Woodward Sports, your home for Lions game day today. Ermanni and Edwards back in studio, 2 to 4. The heavyweights, 5 to 7. They're at Second Best downtown for the de facto pregame show. The watch party. I'll be out there for the second half. I got to do the Oakland Wright State basketball game before that, but then I'll be out there. Who else we got out there?
Flannel Sam, KG will be out there.
Okay.
Myself, Anson, you'll be out
there.
there.
We go.
So
it's
going to be a squad.
Absolutely. And then, of course, the post-game show live at Hayes Social out there in Shelby. Come on out there to it. Tens of thousands of you will watch. Some of you will be out there in attendance. Do it any way you want to do it, everybody. But we're talking Lions, Packers, and what else are you going to talk about today? There's for real.
Wait, funny story about that. Guess what the morning show kicked off with for 15 minutes?
What?
I'll give you a hint. Flannel Sam. What would he talk about on a
Michigan football?
Michigan football? Yes.
What did he give you a Liberty Bowl preview?
He was talking about
Liberty Bowl or
flipping a
Music
few
City Bowl?
transfers. Literally at 8:10, I got on the mic. I said enough. Enough. Like, it's Lions game day. Nobody cares but you, Flannel Sam. Love them. Love the passion.
Flipping some recruits.
Today, yeah. Oh, they flipped a recruit. Good job.
DMAC, Pinstripe Bowl or Music City Bowl? Discuss 313.
I said the only recruit that can be discussed that was announced yesterday was Eastern Michigan's Noah.
Who is it?
Noah is his name. I can't say
Noah
his,
K.
Noah Knigga. Noah.
How do you pronounce that?
Knigga? Knigga? I don't know. If you were calling his game, what would you say, Neil?
I'm not calling his game, so I don't have to worry about it.
Those poor announcers. That's the only recruit I want to talk about today if we're talking recruits.
Detroit Sports Tee. Neil is 100% the YOLO Lions by 40 guy. When have I ever gave that? When have I ever given that vibe to you before? Steve Wilds, Lions have the best linebacker of either team. And, Steve, that's a great segue because I do want to take this little 6-minute segment that we have right here. And, again, I see more paths than usual for the Packers to win. But then sometimes, D-Mac, you have to boil things down. You absolutely do. Who's got the better quarterback?
Us.
Who's got the better offensive line?
Us.
Who's got the better running backs?
Us.
Collective, yes. The room, yes.
Whoa. You're saying Josh Jacobs is better than either of our
No.
backs?
I'm saying, there's no doubt in the collective room. Josh Jacobs is good, though. He's good.
He's good.
Yeah, that's my point.
Jameer Gibbs,
He's good.
Jameer Gibbs, I believe, has 50 less yards rushing on, I believe,
Like 100 less carries?
100
Yeah.
less carries.
No,
So, yeah,
absolutely.
But
that is also
Josh Jacobs is the end-all, be-all running back. He's nice, but he ain't
he's
even
nice.
Gibbs.
Yeah, he's nice with it.
Yeah, what about the other guy?
Well, and again, you go
with
back
what
to
Montgomery does, Montgomery and Josh Jacobs are more comparable, and then you got Gibbs as
an add-on.
right, as the additive. Later, let me, like friggin' Knuckles says here, let me drop a little Sonic on your ass, Josh. What do you got? You
I
got
love that they
nothing.
leaned
Like
into
like
that.
the cut. That's why when you even like banged up and the way that these guys are used, like how do you prepare against that?
No doubt. Okay, and then keeping it pushing. The receiver room.
No.
Reed's nice with it. He's good.
Reed's good.
Yeah, I like Reed a lot.
Slot merchant.
Absolutely.
No, I mean,
but it's no comparison there.
No, God, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
here's the thing.
well, maybe fans will because they don't like James.
I don't know.
Williams.
I don't know if anybody might have missed this a little bit though. But when we're talking about who didn't play the first time around, that they have to see this time around, right? James Williams.
Yep.
That speed.
On
That
carpet
gives me
too,
hope.
yeah.
I think there's a deep cross or a shallow cross with a lot of running room.
So basically, every check mark offensively goes to the Lions. And here's the deal, too. The bottom line is this, and I understand. Spenny said there was some Green Bay writer that said that Jordan Love could, Packers beat writer saying Jordan Love could step into the MVP contention with a win here today.
No, that was easy.
Easy said that.
No,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was just riding Jordan Love's jock early in the season. Oh, he's better than Goff.
He throws.
People don't forget.
He's a turnover machine. He's one of the leading interception throwers in the NFL.
He's elite.
At throwing interceptions, yes. Nobody does it better.
That last interception to Kirby Joseph in the last game they played was arguably one of the worst interceptions of all time.
And he does it constantly.
Yeah.
He is one of the worst. Like, it's Kirk Cousins, Jordan Love.
That's what they love in Green Bay, the gunslinger.
Gunslinger,
it's Brett
right?
Favre, it's Aaron Rodgers, it's Jordan Love.
So, I think we've covered a lot of important positions there. You know what I'm saying? And when you do start boiling it down defensively, yeah. The defensive line hurts. What's that? What?
I mean, you can't just sit there and just like let it. Tell him, D-Mac. I'm not telling you. You were doing good. No, you're right. Then we go to defensive line. Stick just can't like he was watching you come around and like I'd sort of all right and break like.
So wait, they dominate every part of the offense? They down. Okay.
Yes, they do.
What are you
Their
afraid
secondary's better? Yeah, okay.
It's more apparent. Can we contain Josh Jacobs?
Correct. And that's my issue because that's their path to win. That's Green Bay's path to win. I do believe Jordan Love will throw you the football at some point because he does it every game. Every game he does it. And when he does do it, that flips a possession. Now, still, Green Bay's been able to navigate it, and they've gotten away with it, and that's cool. It's just that's why, like, for the over 51.5 bettors that are out there, they're just like, over, YOLO. Like, I can't understand because Green Bay's path to win is Josh Jacobs with 125 yards. They outrushed us last time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's their path to win, D-Mac. To me, that's it.
Okay. But the more when you break it down to position, so like really, it's just like up front. The biggest miss that we're worried about is our defensive line, how it's going to maintain, and then also to like the linebackers.
Correct.
How we're going to tackle. So if
Correct.
you see it early, and then
because
you got to put it's the same thing we said before. You got to put the pressure on Jordan Love all day.
And that's where you can control it offensively. No doubt about it. Woodward Sports chat thread, Mike G. Somebody let Neil Lombardi know that we're going to win tonight. Thank you. So, okay, hey, Lions 58, Packers 8. You know how somebody always comes up with that weird ass 58 to 8
Packers
score?
5.
Yeah, Packers 5, you know. Go ahead then. Like I'm sorry, I was trying to have a discussion about it, man.
No, that's what I'm saying, though.
You tell me.
You shouldn't feel bad about this, Neil. Like I said, there's a lot of people in your camp right now about this. A lot of people are a little weary about this guy. I'm not going to say you're scared. Weary, I think, is a good word. Like conscious.
Aware.
Aware. We can say that woke would be some preferred vernacular. But that's just it. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what's in the water. I don't know what happened to this fan base. But over the course of this week, it's turned into, well, it's about time the other shoe drops. Well, this is going to be the game that all the injuries get. Like, everybody just keeps coming up with excuses on why this is the game they fall off. When we break it down position by position, coach by coach, team by team, momentum by momentum, nothing screams Packers.
Chuck Brewer, 120-2.
Chuck Brewer gets it.
100% he does. DNC ENT. This is one I do vibe
But
with.
who lets up the safety?
That's the thing. Yeah. That's going to be Penei Sewell dropping back.
I do want to talk about this when we come back from the break, though, because I think this is something that the line we touched on it, but I want to get into it a little. And again, I lean on DMAC for it to let me know how it applies in the real world of professional sports. So it's something interesting that the Lions have done that we've seen good teams do in the past. So certainly it's something that we're going to discuss. Where are we going with this one?
I'm just excited. We have a phonetic spelling for Noah in the chat. So Kaniga. Kaniga. Noah Kaniga. So, yeah. Just want to clear that up for the peoples. The only recruit allowed to talk about today. I'll tell you about Mark White.
Okay, do that.
Mark White going to get you right. He's going to get you in that new home that you like. Save you $5,000 on that closing cost. That's a lot of money. That could get you a ticket to a Lions game now. That's phenomenal.
It could get you a whole lot of tallers as well, too.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, too. MarkWhiteSells.com. Go there now if you're looking to buy or sell your home, or just give them a call. Actually, pull out your phone right now and shoot them a text. 248-290-8242. That's 248-290-8242. Shoot Mark White a text right now and let him know who's going to win the Lions game today. Mark White wants to know. He wants to hear from you, so shoot him a text right now, 248-290-8242. And yes, I am killing time trying to find a commercial.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like DMAC. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Jared Goff. That's your guy. Jared Goff. 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 Yeah! You're a hater. Kirby Johnson, player of the game. Let's go!
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
When you give to the Salvation Army, your donation makes it possible to serve our community's most vulnerable 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The Salvation Army of Metro Detroit's 2024 Red Kettle Christmas Campaign fundraising goal is $7 million. Your contributions will help provide love beyond Christmas to individuals in need of food, shelter, and compassion. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to donate at greatlakes.org to donate.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Well, that's why they're
Not
Michigan's
once,
#1
not
Chevrolet
ever.
dealer.
And you know what? What else do you want to do during a blizzard? Then go buy a new car that can get you around in the blizzard.
There you have it, everybody. No, but we're happy to be out here. Again, Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Go see my guy, Tim Brown, not the Heisman winner. Just one of the best car salesmen in the game, as a matter of fact. But, yeah, we're doing it. We're talking Lions-Packers, man. Like, what else you going to do? For real, what else you going to do?
Oh, Michigan
other
flipped
than flipping recruits. Who's your favorite Michigan recruit that flipped?
Could have smacked him.
My favorite.
Even before the show, I was telling him, no, don't do this. What are you doing? Oh, it's only the first 10 minutes. Okay. All right.
That's when you keep everybody.
You know, I don't know what to tell you, Neil.
And plus, too, I love it, the whole recruit flip thing. Like, you see it on social media, and the fans are like, when a recruit leaves, they're like, well, it's not the kind of guy you want in your program anyway. Right. And then when he flips to your program, like, yes, we did it. We outworked him. Can't wait for him to be here.
Well, unless you got Noah Kaniga, I don't care what you got.
Nope. Absolutely. I agree with you. All right, Woodward Sports chat thread. Get into there. Albert G41, 3 sacks minimum for the Lions here tonight. But, D-Mac, I did want to talk about something. And this is how you know the Lions have arrived, I think, as like a good team, a premier franchise in the NFL. Xavier McKinney plays for the Green Bay Packers. Said, quote, we are, quote, not worried about Amon-Ra St. Brown, unquote. D-Mac, do you feel like the Lions have dragged the Packers out into the water as far as that goes?
Yeah, now so when you see other than when the opposition comes out of your mouth in a more of a critical way than in a praising way, right? To stuff like this, then mentally you're sort of in their kitchen or got them thinking. Now the reverse, right, is what you do with that. So discipline is such a huge issue with this, right? No personal fouls for, nonsense. Chirping or smacking guys or throwing balls or whatever like this. You've drug them out to the water, but the thing is that you can't drown yourself, so to speak. You're in the deep end, but you got to remember how to swim, and it's longevity and it's frustration. So in saying that, right, like, does anybody not? And I know I was talking about, put money on the board, but bulletin board, this is bulletin board material where that first series, just in knowing our guys, that I expect Amon-Ra to be targeted like 3 times out of the first.
Yes.
Here you go, McKinney, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we that's sort of, we hear you, but it doesn't thwart us from our game plan. It only makes us stronger. And that's what I see. Does it inspire? Do you think?
Because I think they do. I think it's a part of it.
It is, because it's a motivating. It's a different motivating factor. All these little things is to get motivated. So do you think Amon-Ra needs more motivation, or the offense does? No. Start getting the defense on the other team to not
to think about you instead of the
think
Lions.
about you and not to say glowing things about you, right? Because when I come out and say, yeah, Amon-Ra, so play, he's great receiver, you go into this, track, and you've heard it like this interview speak where the guy just goes off on there's no soundbite there. Because everything is great. Oh, he's a great guy. Works hard. He's a good family man. You know what I mean? His kids love him. I mean, it'll just be by the grace of God will I be able to, hopefully, not let him be as good as he can be on this day. But he's a great player, right? Like, what are you going to go from there? Instead, when somebody says something like this, we're not going to let him dictate, or he's not going to be a factor. He's not as good. He's only this. He's only that. Look who it's going to. Amon-Ra St. Brown's one of the last people, and then that you want to give him extra motivation. He lets you know. He does a podcast with his brothers that is as open that I've seen
any athlete ever.
That lets you inside. Like, dude, I loved and I know it's a little off topic, but if you get a chance to go see the three St. Brown brothers and their dad. And then they go through the question, which one would be late or which one? And you can see the dynamics of this household and how beautiful the motivation is. And what you get from it is that Amon-Ra St. Brown has worked and earned everything in his life. He's not going to stop that now. You give him a reason to be motivated. He's just going to focus in. It's the Jordan thing. He's got that Jordan thing where it's you say one thing, and it wasn't really disparaging, but he's going to use that and say, this MFer, sorry, Stick. This MFer was dogging me and dogging all this and whatever Amon-Ra's getting in his brain in the offense. And the best part, Neil, when it goes back to when the guy next to you is more important than you yourself, the rest of his team, right, sees this quote and goes, yo, bro, no, not on my watch. You ain't talk about my guy like that.
Well, and what about when an elite player calls himself out, like Amon-Ra St. Brown 3 weeks ago, showing up in Green Bay with a Green Bay Sucks shirt, giving it to the fans.
Yes.
On the way out 2 games ago last season, he's flipping off all the fans. Like, when a guy takes it personal.
It's a kid who loves the smoke. And the more smoke you give him, the more it fuels his fire. He's the sun. His name is the sun god. He loves the heat, right? He wants he wants it, and not in a bad way, to take it off of all the rest of it. And if there's, he's going to go at it. You got to love the makeup of this kid, because what it is the genuineness of, he's going to give you everything he's got. And he's going to go out there and he's going to stand up for it. And he's not the biggest guy, right? And he's not, but he's got the biggest fire in him. And he should know because his freaking name, Sun God.
But D-Mac, here's what I've noticed about this football team and the Brian Branch with the double birds and all that kind of stuff. And we've been starved for that as well, because you can do that stuff and not be good, and then you're just then you're an ass.
Yeah.
But when you do it and you're good, you're legendary. Like that, it's absolutely incredible. But you want to know, when you talk about it too, like this team, Amon-Ra got the deal. Panay got the deal. Nothing changed. Like, even like the videos of them. See, I'm big on this too. Like, sometimes, like the videos of guys walking in, nothing's changed for him. Like, he's not wearing Armani suits and stuff like that, dude. Like, and you can speak to this, D-Mac, because you've said it to me, and this is where you kind of open my eyes to it. Like, the money is only how you keep score publicly. The money's not what drives you. Like, you didn't care about money. You got agents to handle about money.
Yeah. Anybody who knows me knows that like it's a means to an end.
Yeah, like that's just how you kind of pseudo keep score of respect or whatever. Then that's it, right? Like you're one of the top 5 highest paid guys. You're the highest paid guy. All that kind of stuff. Nothing has changed for them. Like, that's why I will go back to this. No matter what happens this year with the injuries and all that stuff, no matter what happens, this core's here. They're built to last, and they ain't going anywhere, and I say ain't for a fact.
I'll tell you what changed, right, is that, and everybody can relate to this, security for your family. So the one thing that you don't have to worry about, right, is to check it down, because that $1 is freedom.
Yeah, that frees you,
freedom, because
doesn't it?
then I can focus. That I don't have to worry in the back of your mind that we all have the same things. All right, we're pay the bills and do all this, and I got to make sure. You never know, and then somebody gets sick, and then they get like all this other stuff. You don't have to ever worry about that, right? So now you can just focus in, right? So that's why giving these deals is so important to the character of the guy, because not always does it end up somebody just casts a paycheck and that's it. And then they're done. They rest on the laurels. So it goes down to the personnel and the culture, right? But it's business as usual. That's what it gives. If you ask Penny, you ask Goff, you ask anything, it's just that I don't have to worry about generation, right? About they're going to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest, as a man, isn't that the biggest?
That's it, yeah.
Isn't that the biggest? If I don't have to worry, if you didn't have to worry about, like, everything was taken care of for your family, right? And all you had to do is concentrate on doing this.
Life got a lot easier.
Right?
All you got to do is go beat the best
Your
players.
job is to show up at Planet Fitness and just to interview, like, or whatever, or his job is to catch footballs.
Yes.
Right? Does it make sense when the money goes to the proper person that focus, instead of that 100 balls, he's going to find a way to catch 150?
Woodward Sports chat thread, Shane Daniel. Aleem got better after his deal, and he did too. Like,
that's
it up.
Culture. No, that's so when what you're seeing with not only what Dan Cameron, right? That's why the admission into the building. Right, you have to be that. So they're only showing all the rest of these kids that are Kirby's and Branches and these guys that are coming up to the contracts that this is the way that it's supposed to be, right? Like there's an operating way. So all these guys and just take care of them, so that all they have to worry about is playing football. You got the character guys there. That's the biggest thing, and then you can take care of them so that they don't have an excuse, or we don't have that extra thing that's weighing on their mind.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Tabitha Gable. Neil, what hat are you wearing? This is my Planet Fitness hat with my Planet Fitness hoodie that they gave me, by the way. So shout out to Planet Fitness for the gear. Certainly do appreciate, because we're full on hoodie season, by the way. Even with the winter jacket, it's still hoodie season. Like that's where we're at. So get ready, everybody. It's the coldest day in the history of mankind today.
Yeah, on top of yesterday,
where it was also the coldest day in the history of mankind. But you know what? We made it. We're making it through, everybody. We absolutely are. Where are we going, Stick?
I officially put a countdown clock up in the corner. Proud of myself for that. 7 hours and 30 minutes till game time.
There we go.
Nice. You got to tick that off on Ermanni, and you got to keep it going through heavyweights and everything else.
You need a second clock till Ermanni and Edwards is on.
Well, we don't have the golden clock.
That is true.
D-Mac, tell us about Lady Jane's.
Didn't I do that already?
I don't think so.
I thought I did.
Yeah, I thought he did too.
I don't have it.
Hey, I'll hear about it again.
I don't have it mocked
Walking
up.
any Lady Jane's haircuts for men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, enjoy a $20 haircut special. It's still $20. Scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, hot towel treatment from one of the talented stylists. Scan the QR code to get the coupon. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's haircuts for men, Neil. It's wicked
awesome.
Wicked.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face,
Did you hear the owl?
get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. Yes, shop.woodwardsports.com. Black Friday deal extended. Code WSN10 gets you 10% off of your order. Had somebody reach out on social media yesterday. They wanted the website for the merch. They said they were getting a Boot Kid shirt.
They're still selling, dude. I get the updates every morning of what's selling. Boot Kids still up
Kids,
there.
Man, the people are still being about it, and it's awesome, everybody. We love that about you guys. But again, shop.woodwardsports.com. Get the Boo Dim Kids shirt if you so want to. Code WSN10. We got a whole new revamped line of stuff out there.
We got
for
the
you
Green
to
Bay
get.
Sucks hoodie, too.
Green Bay Sucks hoodie.
You want it?
Hurry up. Hurry up and get it.
And it doesn't have the spacing between Green and Bay, just like Amon-Ra St. Brown's. It's nice.
Yeah, there you go. So you can have it, everybody. The Green Bay Sucks sweatshirt. Because let's be real, it does suck.
FTP.
I'll be there this winter, and I'll send you guys a video and show you how much it sucks. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. Of course, we have Stick here in the house. I like Stick days, man. Like when Stick's just he doesn't have to be prominent. He's just got to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I love it.
Adds a different spice to the conversation.
Well, what's crazy is we normally pay two guys for this job, too. We're saving money, baby.
There you go. Economically viable. Going forward. Stick had the poll earlier. Who will be this game's MVP? Sonic Knuckles, 38% of the vote. Goff, 24%, which is egregious because it'll be Jared Goff today.
Yeah,
well, so if you look at that poll, and I was, thinking about it, the Sonic and Knuckles, obviously, that's two together, so at 38%. So let's just, for argument's sake, 19 each. But so look at the rundown, 19, 20%. Like, look at, it's so balanced.
St. Brown
that's
and
gotta
Jameson.
Scare the hell out of Green Bay. We as fans can't even pick our best player.
I think that statement right there, right? Can we, do we, I don't think we do this enough as fans, but what does Green Bay have to, think about coming in and preparing for our team? We've been talking this whole time about the pathways of
injuries
of
and
Green
us
Bay and stuff like this, but when they're forming their game plan against us, right? Stick brings up a great point. Especially, it's not like I guess I would feel like a lot worse if my offense was depleted against this team as opposed to my defense, and especially
that's interesting,
and especially because this defense, right? Whatever like this, Aaron Glenn's defense. What is the backbone of his defense? It's the secondary. It's his safeties. It's Carlton Davis and Terry and Arnold. Not when they're not there, because God bless whatever the replacement, but it's that blanket secondary that I think can keep everything ahead. What have they been doing? They've been plug and placing and trying to get the best available guys to do the job. Like we're talking about Jamal Adams coming. I know he hasn't played, and I know what we're asking, but what I'm saying
Quan
is that
Alexander.
I think
hit the Quan.
Quan is no joke. Sorry.
But I think that right, and we're talking about tackling, stopping the run, doing this. The more and more I think about it, right, to things like the way that this game, it really comes down to our offense and how Green Bay, who are they going to target, right? Are they going to target on shutting, I would think they would target on shutting Amon-Ra St. Brown down, right?
I think they're going to attack the weakness or the perceived weakness. I think that they are going to run between the tackles, and they're going to run the ball or die trying.
In saying that, so right, the long way to get to my point. So in saying that, the key to this game is stopping that run, or it is more. So to me, it's either Goff or Campbell, right? Like, is this Jack Campbell's step-up game where he's proved if he's come along to whatever else as Anzalone, as the next apparent to be? Isn't it the game for him to step up as the leader on the defense in the middle, or is that too much?
Jack Campbell?
Yeah.
He's already stepped up. I mean, he's had 10
That's
plus
what I'm saying,
tackles
but this is a Jack Campbell. To the point about Goff, right, is Goff, but isn't this more of a parent? Are we forgetting about a Jack Campbell? Because your keys to their success is Josh Jacobs running the ball. And isn't that apparent, right? Where you would say Aleem and DJ Reader, but Reader's not there. You can't, so it's Aleem and
here's the deal.
Jack Campbell.
I think if this works, you guys think that I'm overbearing about Brad Holmes because I've laid out their path to win. And I think it's Josh Jacobs having 130 yards, a touchdown or two, and having success. That's their path to win. And here's who it's going to fall on. Broderick Martin. Broderick Martin's going to be in the middle. Broderick Martin's got to be DJ Reader. Like, he's got to push it that way. He's got to eat the 2 blocks. That's how it has to go down. And if he goes out there and he plays like DJ Reader and Brad Holmes did it again, and look, he played his first 2 plays were the last 2 plays of the game against Chicago. So we don't know. It's a total wild card. But he's going to figure prominently in what happens. And if he goes out there and dominates the line of scrimmage, then cue the Kanye stick, because can nobody tell me nothing, right? You can't. Guys, if that happens, if Broderick Martin's out there and is a force, then I don't know what to tell everybody. Like, we'll rack Super Bowls here.
Broderick Martin's a pro. We've seen him play before. He's a pro.
Well, he gave up assets to get him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and he doesn't need to be DJ Reader. Aleem McNeil has to be Reader. He has to be Aleem McNeil. Like, that's how this progression goes.
Right.
McNeil's got to be the center of
focal
focal point.
You're so on track.
I love
Stick
you, D-Mac.
to what the mentality is that what I'm asking you to do is that this is, and do you not think that everybody's job, no matter offense, defense, special teams, that it is like mapped out, like everybody knows what their assignment, what their job to do, whatever else. That's exactly what it is. And the conversation is, I don't need you to be this guy. I just need you to be this guy or a little bit towards this guy, right? Levels to this. This is going to be the ultimate team.
And
like,
while you're doing that,
game plans.
While we know that Broderick Martin is going to try to be Aleem McNeil and probably fall a little bit short, right? Obviously, just because of the talent level. But we know that Terrion Arnold is going to pick up something a little extra. We know that Carlton Davis is going to pick up something a little bit extra.
He's got the DJ Reader role.
He's got the role. But what I'm saying is, but now we're bringing Adams down to the line of scrimmage. So he's taking a little bit of that pressure off. So he has to be 80% of Aleem McNeil, because the other 20, or let's just say 10, so we can get 90% of Aleem McNeil, is going to come from a linebacker. Like, this is where the AG factor is really, like, won me over. Because this guy schemes it to what he has. And it doesn't matter. Okay, we got a healthy secondary now. Well, we're going to run some stunts. You know, we haven't seen Brian Branch come off the edge like he was doing all playoff long last year.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time since we've seen that Brian Branch crashing down. We may see that today.
Well, and the other thing, too, is, like, they're going to blitz a lot because they're forced to. Yeah. They're forced to. Like, there's no other play.
And they can, now that they have Arnold and Carlton Davis back. They have cover corners. So,
and what does the blitz do? It does twofold, right, Neil? It takes away your run, because that's what you're hoping to do with the blitz, and it also puts pressure on Jordan Love. That's the winning formula on defense.
No question.
That's it.
All right,
here.
Let's take a break. We're gonna talk.
By the way, you'll both owe me a coffee.
Why is that?
You know why?
No,
D-Mac owes you a coffee.
I would owe you a coffee, but we already did it.
You didn't. I promise.
I'm going to go home and watch.
I just went through
the replay. I'm going to go through the whole thing.
Do it.
I know that I did it already.
We talked about it, and then I changed it. Remember?
That's
no.
That's weak.
That's
not weak.
Right,
that's what happened.
That's weak.
If it's
All
true,
right.
hey, you know what? Who's got Travis isn't the only guy that's accountable around here.
No, I trust you, D-Mac.
Okay, let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll talk to our guy Ryan Poulter for the Pigskin Pick'em Cup for Feldman. We'll go over the picks. Green Bay Lions are prominent in the pick. So we'll do that when we come back. What do we got, Stick? Where are we going? Right to break. All right. We'll be right back. We're live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, Woodward Sports Network.
With the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
The bad boys from the NFL are here. Your 2024 Detroit Lions are the hardest hitting, highest flying, trickiest playing, grittiest team in the NFL.
A dominant team.
Get all your coverage of your favorite team right here in your favorite network. Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Sports Game Days. Yes, we do it better than anyone, and it all starts with Woodward and Maine. Terry Broder, Terry Foster and Matthew Broder, as it were. Well, Terry and Broder. That's how it is. No, they get things rolling, and then obviously myself and Sean Belige and the New Holland Brewing Company, Woodward Sports pregame show takes over from there. Brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Nobody's doing football game days better than Woodward Sports. That's a fact, not opinion. Tens of thousands of you guys are tapping into it. We do appreciate it, but the reason you do it is because it's the best in the city. You're not getting this from the flagship. You're not getting it from the TV networks. It's right here on Woodward Sports. All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. We got Stick in the house as well. And right now, as promised, we're joined by the sales director here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Of course, he is Ryan Poulter. And Ryan, it's been a minute since we've last convened.
Well, you wanted to make sure you had every reason. You know that typically when I don't come on Thursdays and talk my talk,
yes,
that I end up taking a little bit of a dive. So you wanted to make sure I did that.
No, absolutely.
You're doing everything in your power to sabotage me.
Why is that?
Because you don't want me to beat you.
No, I don't want you to beat me. Yeah. D-Mac doesn't want you to beat him. You don't want us to beat you.
What are you talking about? I'm praying this guy wins. You can't. It's about
just like what you did with Michigan in the beginning of the season, making a get right of them being in the playoffs and sabotaging their full season.
Sabotaging.
You're doing the same thing to me.
That is
classic
not
Neil move.
Always the victim, Ryan.
Yeah, always a victim. All right, so here's the deal. Just to give everybody an update.
What is the deal? Because we're probably updated because we haven't updated in a month.
It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute.
The full sabotage.
Or whatever, why would we update it when somebody else was in the lead? But now
we'll do it.
Happened, right?
In third place right now.
On brand, Stick.
In third place with a record of 17, 15, and 1. It is Darren McCarty.
All winning records, by the way.
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah, that's pretty solid, actually.
Dude, I already got a championship. And dude, my cat makes the picks. Whatever she drops her treats on is what. Like Neil, I mean, she wanted Washington this week. Neil had to tell me he was on a bye. Yeah. So I mean, I'm like, come on, Lulu. I mean, we got to do better than that.
D-Mac's been running his playbook. He takes his teams he takes, and it works, and it absolutely works.
I went a little crazy on
so
I think 2 of those weeks.
Ryan.
That'd be me.
Ryan Poulter is in second. He is 18 and 15. 1 half game in front of you. A half a game. Okay. You have a tie. He does not. I have come from last place to first place. I have
sabotaging
2 losses in the last 3 weeks. Combined, I have a record of 19 and 14, so I'm 1 game in front, 1.5 ahead of you. That's how tight it is.
Yeah, way to go.
That's how tight it is. Sabotage. Ryan, you're heavy in the championship weekend for college, as am I.
Well, we'll stick to the playbook, right? All season.
So you took Oregon over Penn State.
Oregon over Penn State. Let me hang on. I got to because obviously I don't think you. Neil's so sabotaging me. He didn't even pull graphics up.
Yeah, no, well, we're remote today,
Did the
so
playoffs
yeah.
start this weekend?
Conference championship for.
All right, so I went Oregon -3.5 over Penn State. I don't think Penn State's that good. I think they've had a weak
You're betting
schedule.
against James Franklin more than you're betting on Oregon.
Yeah, I don't think
line.
I don't think James Franklin can win a big game.
That's fair. And hey, you have every bit of data.
James Franklin has never won a big game. so to your point,
push the easy button. Take the pick.
I mean, once again, I like my Big Ten. I'm pretty good in the Big Ten. I wonder what my actual record is in the Big Ten this year. I wonder if we can figure that out.
Yeah,
I do pretty well in the Big Ten. It's when I get crazy. It's when I get crazy and go into like the ACC or something,
or the SEC, like you're doing right now.
No, I go into the SEC because here's the thing: there's no way, and everybody says it in college football. It's very hard to beat teams twice in a year. I made the pick last time. I fell for it. Texas. Well, it was Georgia at Texas.
Yep.
I picked Texas, right?
And you're gonna make that mistake again.
And I'm making that mistake again. Falling for it again.
Texas -2.5.
It's hard. I truly believe that it is hard to win 2 times a year against a team. Unless Michigan's playing Ohio, then I think Michigan will beat them again.
Which takes us to the last one, Ryan. And I believe you are stepping onto a rake with this one.
Oh my God!
It's overcooked. It's overserved.
How?
The Eagles -12.5 against Carolina.
They're at home.
Carolina's been a covering machine lately,
Doesn't matter. Philly has come from nowhere. I mean, everyone was talking bad about Sarkisian or their head coach. I always forget.
Sirianni.
I said it right,
Sirianni, yep.
Yeah. And yet all they're doing is proving everybody wrong. Saquon Barkley's on a tear.
He's the MVP of this league.
He's on a tear.
He came in and changed that organization.
What does Carolina have, and what does Carolina have that can?
Bryce, dude. Bryce
Xavier Legette,
Young,
Texas product, right?
Bryce Young's has. If you watch, has the.
He has a pulse.
I only know this because I had the red zone locked on the other day, and I'm watching. I'm going, who's playing quarterback for? And it's him, and it's going. It doesn't look like the kid. So is there something there? 12 points is a lot.
When you're on a heater, like they are with Saquon Barkley doing what he's doing,
I get it.
And the team doing what they're doing. I mean, I don't think that
nobody
Carolina
can come into Philly in the snow.
Yeah. Some Woodward Sports chat thread reaction to this. Mike G, Oregon 69, Penn State -2. So there's that one out there.
Yeah, I think that's a lock.
Mike also said, Neil said U of M was playoff bound, and look, we're 7-5. Mike, I just go by what you guys told me. You guys told me Ryan Ermanni told me 11-1, so I went with it. That's my mistake.
Okay, Neil. No, what you did was you sabotaged Michigan just like you sabotaged me. Okay, you did. Neil is the main reason why Michigan had what they did. But guess what? I decided to offset that last week. I knew you were going to pick Michigan against Ohio. I couldn't bear to watch them lose.
I like Michigan with the points.
I couldn't bear to watch them lose, so I made sure that they actually had a true Michigan fan picking them too, rather than just having a fraud like you who sabotages people and gets away with it.
All right, D-Mac, you and I are in lockstep tonight. We're taking the hook.
Had heart.
I'm taking the hook.
Had heart with the hook.
Taking the Packers with the 3.5. Lions win by 3, though. Everybody calm down. Lions win by 3. Jared Goff engineers the drive to win it. Is that fair, Stick? Is it?
Happy you're back on board.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
back,
Stick.
Neil.
Thank you, Stick. D-Mac, you're moving with your formula.
Yeah.
You have been blind firing Buffalo.
Blind fire Buffalo, baby. Let's
And it
go.
works.
Who are they playing this week?
They're -4.
-4. Love it.
Yeah. So I know that you love it, D-Mac. So
and then blind fire in Pittsburgh.
Blind fire in Pittsburgh as well.
The Tomlin trade. Anybody who can get me back on Russell, like the fact that serviceable and all this stuff for this organization.
He looks good. I mean, he looks like a completely different.
That's all Mike Tomlin. Don't be fooled.
Doesn't
man.
matter what it is.
They're winning.
Buffalo's
Fooled
at the
on
Rams.
stuff. He's getting it out of them.
They're winning.
Buffalo what?
Buffalo's at the Rams, and then you took Pittsburgh -6.5 against Cleveland.
Are you saying
that's the game that he's talking about that Philly's going to do to Carolina? No,
you walked in. You may be walking into a
I ain't
trap. with
walking
one of
into
those.
nothing. They're going to beat those guys by.
What was the pick? Hang on. What was the pick?
This is interdivisional, but this one means a little bit more.
Okay.
What was the pick?
He's got Green Bay +3 in the hook. He's got Buffalo -4 in LA.
Wait, he's got Green Bay. You took Green Bay tonight?
Yeah, I did
It's going
too.
to be a touchdown or a 2-point game.
You guys both took. Okay.
Lions are
Took
going to
the
win by
point.
3.
This is completely
Head
off
and
brand.
heart,
I don't
bud.
care. You picked the Lions all season, then all of a sudden on
They're still
Thursday
going to
night-
win.
+3. I would, dude. Listen, the Lions
are going to
blow
win by
people
3.
out.
Lions are going to win by 3.
I hope you're right,
27-24.
So it's going to be a tie.
Bet the
Then I
final
win.
score.
So it's going to be a tie.
No, 3.5.
Oh, it's 3. No, you picked
Yep.
3, and you said okay.
Taking the hook. So that's it. So that's D-Max picks, and we're down
It's a
to it here.
3-point game. It's a
I still
one-score
don't like
league.
it. I
As I said, I took Green Bay plus a 3.5. Ryan, we're getting down to it. So you got to know.
You're going opposite of me on something.
No,
here.
Boise State minus the 4
Oh, boy.
against UNLV. I'm going to the Mountain West. It's my bread and butter. Last week I was on San Jose State minus the 2.5.
That was a good pick.
Thank you. And then I have Miami of Ohio in the MAC championship
God.
game at Ford Field. Miami of Ohio minus 1.5 against Ohio.
Oh,
Ohio's not winning a MAC championship. Come on.
Yeah, it's just funny to me that you like when it comes down to it, you go to these like small conferences
Go
and you
with what works.
you somehow know everything about these. I don't understand it.
Hey man,
I don't understand it.
It's a gift, Ryan. Real quick before we let you go, man. What are we working on here at Feldman Chevrolet? You guys are booming even on a bad weather day. You're moving cars.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a spot on a Charger over there. You guys are
Never.
banging EVs out of here. What do you got pushing?
So we still are the nation's #1 EV dealer.
Correct. I put you over the top. I heard.
Neil. Once again, Neil himself is the only reason why we are the nation's #1 EV dealer.
Correct.
Neil is the only reason why Michigan beat Ohio. Neil is the only reason why all these teams are
I do
successful.
love it, by the way. Thank you.
It's a great car.
Yeah, I
great
do
car.
love it. Your wife has one.
Yeah, she did almost the exact same car. I love it. I think it's a great car. I mean, if you haven't tried one, give it a try. I mean, they literally are, for what you're getting in terms of price, they're full of technology.
Correct.
It is so technologically advanced for what you're getting for the price. But
what else you got?
Other than that, these are the most incentives we've seen on Tahoe and Suburban this year. So General Motors, obviously, it's Costco time. So your Costco member, you get $1,000 off certain vehicles. Tahoe, Suburban are one of them. And then they put a Chevy loyalty program on them too. So there's $3,000 in rebates on a Tahoe Suburban.
Okay,
right off the rip.
There you go,
right
man. And you guys know this. You need that big SUV.
Yeah,
you need it, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
No, but Ryan,
gotta go big or go home.
We appreciate it, my friend. We'll get back with you next week, and as we're coming down the stretch.
Yeah, listen, this is game time. This is what we all live for. You know, this is bases loaded. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs.
Game 7 in the Stanley Cup, all
Game
rolled
7
into
in
one.
the Stanley and Cup, you know, D-Max scoring goals, you know, it's all that. It's
Last
little
game
golf
7
clap there.
I lost.
No,
No, but Ryan, we appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
but no, this is what we play all week for, so, or all year for. So, but Neil, you sabotaged Michigan, you sabotaged me, and I'm not going to let you get away with it this time. So,
okay,
go Blue, go Lions. Don't pick the Packers plus the 3 and a hook if you're a real Lions fan. OH, hell no.
There you go. Real quick, Woodward Sports chat thread, Paul Thomas. Neil, in my opinion, you just don't give enough credit to Dan Campbell for player selection. That's all. They work together. But Brad Holmes is the one that hands the envelope in. That's his thing. So, everybody, enjoy the game tonight. I'll be with you for the second half of the watch party at Hayes Social. We're doing it. What was that? Tell the people.
I'll have a taller waiting for you.
2, please. There you go. All right. That's what it is. I'll tell you about Taller right now, as a matter of fact. He'll have one waiting for me because it's my favorite drink in the drink game. New Holland Brewing Company, west side of the state. They take their small batch gin, they mix it with a grapefruit puree, and then magic happens inside that can, everybody. I'm telling you, I've gotten a lot of you on it. There's still some of you to go. Get on over to Total Wine. There's one a couple miles from here. If you're out Novi way, you can get it there. You can get it at Meyer as well. It is, guys, it's phenomenal. Everything New Holland does is phenomenal. New Holland Brewing Company, West Side, Michigan Company.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some hydro massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,600 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Deal ends Friday, December 6th.
6 hours or 7 hours, 4 minutes, 55 seconds left until kickoff time. But in the meantime, let me tell you about KDK Law. If you're dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. 10-plus years of experience and 24/7 availability. Scan the QR code on the screen or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
All right, final segment of the show. Live, Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Neil Rule, D-Mac. We have Stick out here. Props to Stick, by the way, man. You guys, we just magically appear on this air every single time. I guess we're just lucky like that, Stick.
We just get lucky.
every single time, man.
Real quick, I don't know if it's announced or whatever, but hopefully we'll see Sebastian Cosa in net tonight.
Are you reporting that?
I'm not. I have not seen it. No.
You know what, though, D-Mac, real quick?
I would hope to see him.
When you talk about spots, tonight's a spot to do it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
All eyes are going to be on the Lions. Like that's just the way that it's going to be.
On the road.
Yeah, and hey, I hope you guys watch the Oakland Wright State game on ESPN Plus tonight, please. And then when the Lions game comes on, you won't hurt my feelings. Go ahead, turn it on. But it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same theory though, because if he goes and he plays and it doesn't go well, there won't be the eyeballs that there were. But if he does do well, then you give him another shot, right? Like
I would think so. I mean, that's sort of my mentality, but we'll have to wait and see. What I did like, and one thing I wanted to address, forgot to address it yesterday, and I'm always about that spark or that energy or whatever like this, and yes, the last 2 games losing in overtime and stuff like this, but there was an incident that happened with the Zadorov, their defenseman, and Lucas Raymond. / cross-check took a penalty. The next shift after the next period, Ben Sherratt came out and addressed that with Zadorov right off the rip, Christian Fischer, whatever like this. That's the stuff that you can't, that catches my eye that, okay, like these guys, there is a little bit something there. So I like to see that, again, I'll go back to the PK. That's where it all, when you're last in the league, that's effort. So, again, but hopefully
can't be
it's
like
a
that in
start.
win games. Can't be like that in win games.
And to that point, you just lost 2 games back-to-back in overtime. Start the kid. Start the young kid.
There you go. Woodward Sports chat thread, Danny G. Neil picks small teams so he can make calls and get games rigged. That's exactly what it is. Louis IV, I'll be at the Mountain West Championship. Go Broncos. Shout out, Louis. I like that. Adiz 411, the MAC in the Mountain West. Yep, absolutely.
Bread and butter.
The EV car thing, I'll never understand. I'll never understand that. How people just go into it, man. But
they don't like it?
Yeah, Chuck Ken, EVs are garbage. I would categorically deny that because I have one and I love it.
Well, you got to remember, Neil, when they shifted over from horse and buggy to cars, people didn't like that either.
That is true.
Change scares people.
Shane D, I will not buy an electric car. Okay, thanks for the update.
Cool. They still make gas ones.
Right.
I think the biggest thing that doesn't get talked about is that if you have a garage and a plug, right, that's the whole, like a lot of people don't have garages. So the EV probably isn't in your best interest. But the fact that you do.
Yeah, I
right?
can't speak to that.
But that's the one thing is like because I couldn't have an EV, I don't have a garage. I don't have a plug. You know what I mean? To run a cable. What I'm saying is that's where the misnomer
You always
is.
got the plug.
You are the plug.
Even better. Who you're quoting Jadakiss earlier?
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm about as American as it gets, muscle cars and trucks and all that. But, this is the evolution of automobiles. Like, here we are. It could work. Could not.
It's just
Let's roll with it.
It's because I've done my research. So am I. I have one.
What research? They get you from point A to point B, which is all I need out of my automobile. That's it.
That's it.
I need one thing for you to get me to where I need to go. Does it do it? Cool. Then it works.
There you go.
Sorry, Neil. I'm on your side. I don't drive one. I have a 2015 Grand Cherokee that I'm going to drive into the ground, gas powered. But I hold no ill will to anybody who drives an EV. It's weird.
7 hours. 7 hours and just about 7 hours straight up.
Just went over. Thank you, guys.
There we go. So we have it, everybody. It's going to be fun tonight, man. It's going to be fun. Fans, you're in this tonight, man. The fans at Ford Field, you guys are a part of this tonight.
False start or clock violation. We need 2 penalties out of the crowds tonight.
You'll get that. You'll get that for sure.
All right, man. Hey, Woodward Sports, we got you all day long. There's no reason to go anywhere else, everybody. You're not getting the stuff. Big thanks to Stick, man. Y'all don't know, man. This guy, great job, Stick, out of you.
This is a historic day for Woodward Sports. For those who aren't aware, this is our most consecutive live streamed hours in one day since we started the network 4 years ago. We're going to be live from 7 a.m. to pretty much 2 a.m. today. So it's a fun day. A lot of work, but fun day.
No, it is. It's absolutely going to be good. All right, for D-Mac, for
Teamwork,
Stick.
dreamwork.
I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good time tonight. Well, see you later.
And here's Easy selling out and chanting Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. That's your guy. Jared Goff. 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 Yeah!